Sometimes the best you can do is just not lose your shit. Well, hello friends, and welcome back to another video of a white girl on the internet with a nose ring telling you how to do things about your life, because who doesn't need more of that, right? Yeah, it is Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend, so I'm very excited tomorrow to feast with my family. My granddad makes the best turkeys, hands down, my entire life. Granddad makes the best ones. I'm very excited for his stuffing. And I'm making my very first pecan pie, so that'll be fun. Today, what I wanted to talk to you about is the fact that not every day is going to be the best day of your life. And I talk a lot here about, how we're going to grow and change and like setting boundaries and all of this stuff. But the reality is that your day-to-day life is going to be your day-to-day life. And we're going to have to get up and go to work and run errands and buy groceries and cook dinner and watch, Netflix. And sometimes your day is just going to be another day, and not every single day needs to be extraordinary or working your way to some huge grand idea. Some days you're just going to have to not lose it. And that is what I want to get into today. I've talked about this before, but we have this like constant need for productivity and, growth and all of these things. And I talked about it in my series on deconstructing internalized capitalism, that like you're not a self-improvement project, you're simply just like a human trying to do your best. So for me, when we're talking about improving our lives and living intentionally, I really want to focus on the idea that that's not always going to be some grand gesture. I talked about this in last week's video, where it's really the small steps, and with the way the world is right now, sometimes those small steps are just simply existing. It is simply moving forward when everything feels really heavy, and you will sometimes just have to maintain baseline, and that's going to be the majority of the time, right? Of course, you're always going to be, learning new things, and for me, I love reading, so I'm always going to be reading new things, but a lot of the times it's just baseline. A lot of the days, my days are just me going to work and incorporating small habits that make me feel good, like stretching and yoga and reading. But I'm not doing anything absolutely crazy. I'm not even doing something new every week, right? I'm just living my life, and that's really the best you can do sometimes, is just maintain baseline. And that's really the expectation you should have for yourself. You can plan in those grand adventures or those, big audacious dreams that you might have, but really your day-to-day life is just going to look like your day-to-day life. The whole point of this is to make those changes so that your day-to-day life is something you want to live. And it's something that I feel is missing from this discourse online a lot of the time. We have this like, oh, grind, get up at 4 a.m., go to the gym, do all this stuff, get the most out of your day, and this, we all have the same 24 hours, you can do it, you can do it. And I think that can be really detrimental, because that's just not how human beings are built, right? We are animals, and, especially going into the fall and winter, people struggle. It's hard because your body is like, we should be resting, it's cold, like, we would have worked all summer getting ready for the winter so we can rest and, stay warm and be with our families. And then the world we live in is like, nothing changes, work, get up at 4 a.m. every single day. And it's like, okay, I don't want to do that though. So it's really going to be you figuring out what works for you and going from there. I don't like to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to do that. One, because I don't sleep very well, so I go to bed late, but I like to get up between 6:30 and 7. It's a Saturday today. I didn't get up until almost 8 a.m. and it was wonderful. And that's okay. I don't want to be a 5 a.m. person. And, my weekends look the same. Most of the time I'm doing the same stuff every weekend. I'm going out on Saturday and I'm going for a hike and I'm running my errands. And some days I love to call my rot days. I'm not actually just laying in bed. I just like to stay home. I putter, I clean my house, I play games, read some books, make a really nice dinner, just sort of get calm, have a really chill day, and then get ready for the week ahead. And I think that those are important things. You need to understand the rituals and the day-to-day life that's going to work best for you. And I think this goes back to the idea of like not being too hard on yourself, a lot of like self-improvement, which I do not want to say my content is, because I don't feel like improving is what we're doing, because it implies that what you are now is not great. And you are great, I promise. But when we're working on these ideas of like sort of building a life that we love, you can't be hard on yourself while you're doing it. And maintaining baseline is going to be having a day of the week where maybe you just stay home and like read good books and light candles and do whatever. Or maybe that day for you is getting outside or doing whatever it is that you love, but it isn't going to be some sort of difficult, fraught adventure. You know, it can just be you recognizing that you need some time to adjust to the life that you have now and you need to get into it. The most important thing is that you're building something that you enjoy, right? And so you want to enjoy it. I've built a life right now that I'm really happy with, and I like to spend the time to do it. And so I traveled so much in the first like 7 months of this year, and I don't want to go anywhere. I'm actually leaving the country on Thursday again, but just going down to the States for a few days. But like, I like to rest at home. I have made a home that is very cozy. Look up dopamine decor. It's really a cool concept. But I've made a home that I love being in. And so I'm not going to feel guilty for spending a lot of time in it. As we know, I'm a huge introvert and I love staying at home. I don't go out. Friday night was last night. I stayed home. I made myself a mini charcuterie and I played video games until like 1 a.m. It was wonderful. I'm probably going to do it again tonight. Maybe with a salad. You know, you build the life you love and then you get to live it. And that baseline, that maintenance of the baseline, especially in the world we're in right now where things are very heavy and there's hurricanes and all sorts of unpleasantness happening here and then across the world. We're watching war in real time on our phones. That's cool too. But yeah, maintaining your own baseline and being able to get rest and take care of yourself makes you more available to be there for people when they really, really need it, right? And so that's why it's okay. You don't have to be constantly doing something. There isn't an objective every day. That's okay. Sometimes the objective is just to live your life. You're building one you love. Go live it. All right, my dudes, that's what I have for you this week. As always, I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you did like the video, please give it a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. You know, how do you find good ways to maintain your baseline? If you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. I put up videos most Sundays, and I'm always happy to chat with any of you in the comments. I do work like a real full 9-to-5 job, and this is just my hobby, so sometimes it takes me a while to get back to you, but I do read all of them, and I do appreciate the nice ones. Yeah, that's what I have for you this week, and I will catch you in the next one.